Good morning, everybody. I thought that I got so many things going on today, but I thought, well, I'm going to make a video because I haven't made a video in a while, and I miss seeing y'all. I look right in that there little camera lens. I can see every one of you, what you're doing. I can see you. And so I'm like the elf on the shelf. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm doing a few things right now. I'm winding bobbins, winding these little bobbin things for with embroidery floss, which like this. See, I'm winding them. That's what I'm doing because they're going to go in my kits, and I'm doing that. And I'm backing. I'm putting the backs on some of my quilt blocks. So because I'm getting real close to getting this thing on the bed. And since it's cold, I need to hurry up. And so I'm working on my 12 Days of Christmas journal. And that's the three things I'm kind of doing all here at the same time. This morning I got I got a little bit started this morning because I've been up for about an hour. But I'm gonna I'll put this quilt square over there. I got a lot of Christmas cards this year. The sad thing about it is I didn't send out any. I just didn't send out any Christmas cards, but look at this one. Oops. This is cute. I got this one from Shannon Crow. I love this because look at these little sweaters on there. I'm going to fussy cut those out of there. I don't like to mess up my cards, don't. I'm a hoarder. But I'm going to mess this one up because I'm going to cut them sweaters out because I'm going to use those sweaters in my 12 Days of Christmas book. Now, and this, I don't know if a lot of people do a journal for the 12 Days of Christmas, but I do. It's always just a 12-day journal. A 12-day journal for the 12 Days of Christmas, which start on Christmas Day, go through 12 days until Epiphany on January 6th. So that is the 12 Days of Christmas. I think for a lot of times, for a lot of years in my life, I just kind of thought as, Christmas. Just a minute, I'm looking for my smaller scissors. Smaller. So, anyway, I went and got my littler scissors, which I need to cut these little things out. But I want, I have always kept, well, not always, just for the last few years, I've kept the 12 Days of Christmas journal. And, which begins on Christmas Day and carries on through the 5th of January. And the 12 Days of Christmas ends with the grand finale on the 6th of January, which is Epiphany. And I use those 12 days because the 12 days are broken up into the last few days of the old year and then into the first few days of the new year. And so what I do for the 12 days, the first few days is I think about the good memories of the old year. I think about the good memories, family events, maybe world event, whatever, just good things. I do not write down or focus on things that were not so good. Now, a lot of people I've heard have said that I've heard say that they will be glad that 2020 is over because of the COVID and the election and everything here in the United States and our world that have been quite sad. And and so yes, we have had the pandemic, or we are having the pandemic, and that is very sad. But it should not take over every bit of your spirit. Don't let it take over every bit of your spirit. Yes, it is sad. We have lost lives. Still don't know much about the pandemic for real. And it has been sad. But for these 12 days, try, I try to come up with good things, very good things. And that's what I put down in my little 12 days of Christmas. I reminisce with myself and my spirit about the good things that have happened, new friends that I may have met, and for me too, on Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve, we learned that we're going to be grandparents again. That's a good thing. If you try to just overlook for a few days the things that make you sad, and look at, reflect on the things that made you happy, because there has to be some. There has to be some. If you broke your left leg, you still have your right leg, and so that kind of a thing. Reflect on the things that are good. Maybe you think of a new food you tried. You may have, just whatever, it doesn't, maybe you remember the day that the chicken laid you a double yoker. Just fun things that make you smile, and that's what you reflect on for the old year. But then that's only half of your 12 days of Christmas journal. I love these little sweaters. That's only half of that journal. And then you want, for the first few days of the new year, now you want to collect your wishes, what you wish to hope for, and maybe some of your goals for the year. You want to write them down, especially the goals, because everybody has goals. And maybe you might have a goal of making a quilt. Maybe you have a goal of, everybody puts, their New Year's resolutions. Well, just, make this sort of like your vision board. And yeah, maybe for your New Year's resolutions. Anything like that. But then what you do is so for my tradition, is on the 6th of January, when it is Epiphany, that is when I put my Christmas decorations away. I don't have many out this year, but I do have some. So I'm going to put those away, and with that, I'm going to put my little journal with those Christmas things that I'm packing away. And then when I unpack Christmas things, and after Thanksgiving of 2021, then I'm going to be able to see my journal that I put in there, my 12 Days of Christmas journal. And I can read that and remind myself of good things, and then I can test myself to see how well I did with my goals, with my visions for the new year. And so, And like already I have some goals and visions because I have learned that I'm going to have a new grandchild. Already I know I want to make a beautiful quilt, a crib quilt. I do want to do that. And so that's going to go into my vision journal, into the vision part of my 12 days of Christmas. And so many people, and I have been guilty of it too, so many people feel like Christmas starts the day after Thanksgiving when you go out on Black Friday and start shopping. And then you just shop, you plan parties, you decorate your house, you buy gifts, um, you do all these Christmas fun things. And then Christmas Day comes, and it's like everybody opens their gifts. You throw away the packaging. I know people who take their Christmas tree down on Christmas night. I mean, just can't wait to get that stuff put away. And then it's over. It just is over by the 26th day of Christmas, of 26th day of December. It's just Christmas is nothing but a flash in the pan. When Christmas, that is when Christmas season starts. That really is when it starts. Is Christmas Day is the first day of Christmas, not the last. And so, and there's so many things that you can do. I mean, you know, maybe you didn't see all of your family or something on Christmas by Christmas Day or whatnot, because like for my family, we have, between my husband and I, we have 7 children, and we didn't see all of our children Christmas or even the Christmas season. But the Christmas pre-Christmas season, and which that's what December is actually pre-Christmas, the up until the 25th. That's the pre-Christmas season. Now this is all in my in my opinion, you guys, because I'm 71 years old now. And because I'm 71, I'm entitled to my opinion now, see? So my opinion, yeah. And so I might go and maybe you haven't delivered all your gifts, or maybe I've delivered all mine because I didn't shop. And well, I didn't shop. I did do a few things. I made some bowl cozies. That's about all I did. Well, I shopped. Well, yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't do nothing. But because I was kind of in a slump. And I think a lot of people were kind of in the slump for the Christmas holidays. But let's get out of the slump, because in the 12 days of Christmas, you don't have stress anymore. You don't have to say, oh gosh, I got to go get great Uncle Pete something for Christmas. I almost forgot. Oh, Aunt Flo. And, you don't have all of that after Christmas. So what a better time to celebrate. And so that is so important, is to really think about Christmas and as the holiday, and not as I've got to go shopping and put myself in debt. And I hope people don't, which my family spent way too much money on me and Papa, but that's their problem. It's not our problem because we got the prizes. But I shouldn't be like that. That's not nice. But yeah, they did spoil us something silly. I don't know, but I'm not sure, but I think this here video is starting out pretty goofy. So, but anyway, what I'm doing is I'm just decorating my my I'm decorating my little journal. It's just a little bitty journal. Just a little bitty journal. I gotta go get glue. This one's empty. Okay. Bet you didn't even know you was paused, did you? Went and got me a cup of coffee, got me a new glue stick. Throw these in the trash right here. I don't know why I half the time miss the trash and it's all over the floor. But anyway, where was I at? I don't know where I was at. Lost. So yeah, I'm just gonna be fixing up my little journal and do a little bit of decorating by using the Christmas cards that I received from my generous. I have been absolutely spoiled, you all. So many of you have sent things for me and thanked me, I guess, just for being me, and that is impressive for me. That's just amazing for me. um i've had I've had I don't know, it's hard to describe, but I have been absolutely blessed through this Christmas season. And so here I wrote on the first page of my journal, my thoughts through the 12 days of Christmas. So I'll put one of my little sweaters right there on that page. That'll make that very beautiful. I haven't put anything in my journal other than so far just writing, but I want to write a little bit each day. So I went through and I wrote, like on the first day, a partridge in a pear tree. The first day of Christmas, December 25th, 2020. I put down things like what we had for dinner and things that happened on that day. Oh, and I write also things that I want to let go of. Things that I want to let go of this year. There's maybe something that's been on my mind or something's been on your mind, and you want to just let go of that. Just let it stay in the old year. And and everybody's thoughts would be different. Everybody's thoughts would be personal. And then on the second day of Christmas, 2 turtle doves, December 26th, and I chatted with a friend on a video chat, and that was fun. Let me see. And so just writing down, and then I put some goals. Goals for 2021 I put down too. And like I put number 1, give myself permission to be myself. And sometimes we don't do that. Sometimes we think we have to be something else for somebody else. And that's not necessarily a good thing. We got to give yourself permission to be yourself. Let me see. Winter. Okay. Yes, some of these are kind of personal, but journey into the self-care, journey into the center of myself. Yeah, a lot of them they're kind of deep, I guess, but they're for myself. 3 French hens on the 27th was Sunday. And so so I kind of just wrote down a little bit about yesterday, and then today is going to be the 4 calling birds. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. But so that's what this whole journal is going to be. Is going to be just a few things that I'm just going to put these on just some pages. I love this little card. The little sweaters are just adorable. So much you can do with your Christmas cards. But it is a good time to reflect. Reflect on the whole year. Reflect reflect on the whole year past, and have visions for the new year. And then it's fun to look at your journal at the beginning of the next holiday season to see how well you feel like you did. And it's amazing too is how a lot of times you can write things down that you think are big. I used to keep a God box. My God box was let go and let God. And it was a box with just a slot in the top. And it was something that I had learned from one of my counselors, my therapists, is put these big things, these big, something is really bothering you today, really bothering you. And you write those down and you put them on that little piece of paper and you slip them in that God box. And you're just going to let go and let God. And just then let go of that, whatever that issue was. And then I did that. And I did that for quite some time. I have now passed my God box on to my granddaughter. I don't use it anymore. I could use one, but I don't. I passed that on to my granddaughter. And, but then when I went through that box and I looked at all, and it was probably a couple years after I first started it and started putting all of these things in that God box. And then I went through them and I thought, oh my gosh, I remember when I thought this was the end of the world. And it was not. It was not the end of the world. It was such a small thing, but at the time I wrote on that paper and put it in that God box, I thought it was such a big thing in the end of the world, and it wasn't. And so, this here little tab was made by Shannon Crow too. It's on a little paper clip. That'll go inside now. I had it on the front. Yeah, I'm still going to leave it on the front. But, because that's pretty. But I'm going to, every day through these 12 days, I'm going to be put little notes in there. Maybe I'll draw some doodles. Maybe I'll put a little Zentangle in there. Four calling birds is for today. Maybe I'll draw four calling birds here, and then maybe maybe I won't write anything. Maybe I won't write anything. Were these from Shannon too? I think they were. But I just want to put those in there just because I want these tabs flipping out on the top. And then I just, you know what? Then I can, it says have a cozy Christmas. So I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to put that in here on the Christmas Day page. Will it fit? Oh yeah, right here. It'll fit right there on Have a Cozy Christmas. So I'll put that in there. And there's more than 12 pages in this book. So I can put, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this right here in this front. Have a Cozy Christmas. I'm going to put that right there. But then here is where Shannon signed this card. So I am going to, and see, I think I might do this to all my cards this year. I might be able to fit them all in to this book, or parts of the cards, not the whole thing, but parts of it. And this would be, and Shannon says, stay safe, lots of love, Shannon, from Sassafras and Scraps. So maybe I'm going to put that right in there. And then, you know what, I don't have my gel pens right here, but it would be fun to have my gel pens to do a little decoration around. I'll put that on that page right there. And then I will scissors. Here she put 2020, so nothing goes to waste there. Nothing went to waste that had any thoughts to it. And so I'm going to put that right there. And then she also left me a tag here with a little personal note on there. And I'm going to put that right there. And then I have just this piece of elastic. I tied it in a knot. And then I can just put this around like this way. And that holds everything in. So if I have things in there that aren't adhered to the page, then I can that aren't adhered to the page, then they'll stay in with my little band right there. The little band. So that's very good. So that's the 12 days of Christmas. Put in what your good memories of the year, and put in your visions for the new year, and your hopes and your goals for the new year. And just put them. It could be physical things. It could be emotional things. It could be building a quilt for a new baby that's going to be here in July. And so, but then, like I say, then pack that away. When you pack everything away on the 6th of January, that's just the way I do it. Everybody doesn't have to do that. But if you do, I can't even talk. Jeez. If you are of a mind to, you look up the 12 days of Christmas. You just Google the 12 days of Christmas and see what you come up with. Different sites will give you different kind of ideas. And, but Christmas is just begun. It's just begun. The season of Christmas has just begun. It's not over. And so the important part of Christmas is the good memories of maybe it was Christmas Day when all family got together and everybody saw each other. And I know a lot less families got together, family members, because of the COVID. But still, maybe all you did was remember Christmases even past. There has to be something good. So dig within your soul and find out, write down all the good things that you can remember. And hopefully you got way more than will fit in a little bitty journal like this. And this here little book was sent to me just recently, and I thought, perfect. This is going to be a perfect size to do my 12 days of Christmas. And I'm going to work on that every day for each one of these 12 days. And it's going to be a fun memory for me at the end of the year. And one of my goals is to live to the end of the year so I can look at this again. That's one of my goals. I'll put that down in there. So, but I just wanted to let you all, I just wanted to share that with you all, just in case you all haven't or thought. And there are a lot of people that really do celebrate the 12 days of Christmas, and there's so many things to celebrate. Kwanzaa is at the end of the year, Hanukkah, everything. There's so many different, and I love to listen. I love to learn about all these traditions and all these customs. I love to learn about them because they're all special. Kwanzaa especially. My goodness, we celebrated Kwanzaa one year. We did a big celebration of Kwanzaa at my job when I was the activity director at a assisted living facility. I researched on Kwanzaa, and they have the Kwanzaa does I think it's 7 candles. We made our it was beautiful. The thought behind Kwanzaa is it's so family, it's so heartwarming, it's so loving, and it's sort of like the 12 days of Christmas that you're reminiscing on the old, and I'd have to read again to even understand a lot of it, but yes, that's just my thoughts on the 12 days of Christmas. I wanted just to put that out there for you. And See my hat, my granddaughter, not my granddaughter, my daughter-in-law. She made crocheted. Everybody in the family has got a hat. She got them all, did all of them in what she thought was their favorite colors, and designs and whatever. My Jeffrey, he's on to orange, so he got an orange Santa hat. But she made like 25 hats for all her family members. It's amazing. Okay, one of my gifts this year was my new book that I got, my new Poems of Faith by Helen Steiner Rice, and that came from Johanna Stevens. Oh, I put one of my bookmarks in that book too. And the bookmark was from Shannon Crow, and that's beautiful. So, but now this will be the first read out of this book, Poems of Faith. And so, Poems to Brighten Your Day. That's what I'm going to read. That's the first one. Oh, it's got different sections in here. Poems to Brighten Your Day, Poems for Those Who Grieve, Poems for Peace and Reassurance, Poems to Strengthen Your Faith, Poems for Troubled Times, Poems that Bring Hope for Tomorrow, Poems for Routing Worry, and Poems of Prayerful Praise and Thanksgiving. So that's the 8 sections that's in this book. That is going to be really, really good. Okay. Let me go ahead and read. How long is the introduction? Is it 99 pages? Instead of reading one of her poems, I'm going to read the introduction in this book because it looks like it's going to tell us a little bit about Helen Steiner Rice. The writing career of Helen Steiner Rice, 1900 to 1981, began in earnest in 1931 when, following her husband's death, she joined Gibson Greeting Cards in Cincinnati, and it lasted nearly 5 decades. During that time, she composed an unbelievable number of poems. She once estimated the total at over 2 million. Humorous poems, sympathy poems, birthday poems, Christmas poems, anniversary poems, wedding poems, get well poems, graduation poems, Mother's Day poems, Father's Day poems. Few were religious or inspiration because according to Mrs. Rice, first-rate greeting card companies frowned on cards being religious, cards bearing religious sentiments. Until the 1950s, most of her faith poems were written for and sent to close friends as personal greetings. I gotta get a bookmark. I can't keep my eyes just keep bouncing. Okay. Until the 1950s, most of her faith poems were written for and sent to close friends as personal greetings on special occasions. Some of those messages eventually made it into print. However, it was one of them, The Priceless Gift of Christmas, read on the Lawrence Welk television show in 1960, that introduced the nation to Mrs. Rice and led to her recognition as America's most inspirational poet. From 1960 until her death, her writing focused primarily on inspirational messages about giving, faith, love, hope, kindness, steadfastness, honesty, sacrifice, virtues that reflected her deep Christian convictions and commitment. When her book was being planned, we asked Mrs. Rice to select her favorite faith poems, poems that glorified Christ and his love. She had many suggestions, some that were well known, others that had not appeared in books before. Among her suggestions were that we include When I Must Leave You and The End of the Road is But a Bend in the Road. But the one she most wanted to appear in this book was A Child's Faith. We were glad to comply because each is a heart touching in its in excuse me. We were glad to comply because each is heart touching in its simplicity. Each is beautiful in its clarity, that in the last analysis may have been Mrs. Rice's greatest gifts as a writer, to cut through theological fogs and make deep spiritual truths and church bell clear. It is to her poems that make faith clearest that we have learned in this volume. Our hope and prayer is that Mrs. Rice's words serve to strengthen your faith and guide you to whenever you read them. And that was put in there by the editors. And so that's my read for today. And those three that were mentioned in here are what I'm going to probably read first. Not right now, but very soon. And so I'm going to look them up, and I'm going to mark them with a little mark, with a little bookmark, and so that I'll get those read, the ones that they referred to in that first little bit about Miss Helen. And I love her poems. I love her books. I just and to know that she wrote over 3 million at the time of this. She's beautiful. Okay, that's it for this video. I'm probably going to make another one too, another video, because I want to update you on some things I'm doing with my quilt. I'm loving my quilt, and hopefully I'll have that together because it's cold. We need it on our bed. Okay, God bless you all. May He watch over you every step you take, every move you make, and celebrate this third day of Christmas. Is it the third or the fourth? Fourth day of Christmas, because Christmas, and then the 26th, 27th, 28th, fourth day of Christmas, 4 calling birds. Okay, God bless you all. God bless you all.